recently did a body transformation video. If you haven't seen that, you can check that in the description down below. And today I'm going to try to advise how you can transform your body from skinny fat to fit. Before we get started, let me remind you of some things. While it's important to know that your body is a temple and you should take care of it, this world has unrealistic beauty standards, and sometimes you're going to be fit and sometimes you're not going to be fit. And if you're not fit, that's okay. Like, for real, that's okay. That's okay. Now, on the flip side, if you've been bumming for years and years and clearly it's affecting your health in a negative way and you need someone to tell you, get your ass up and let's go! It's important to not be toxic with yourself, but then also honestly reflect on if there are ways that you should be healthier. I am no expert and not a fitness YouTuber, and I don't personally plan on being one. I'm simply trying to share my experience as a realistic testimony, so definitely don't rely on me. Make sure to do your research. I would suggest following the science-based fitness YouTubers because that's what I mainly followed. Another thing is everyone has different body types, and so what works for me might not work for you, and what works for you might not have worked for me. Definitely try different things. And for this video, I'll specifically be talking from a skinny fat male perspective. Truly, it is incredible how people will drastically change their bodies after dedicating themselves to hard work and healthier choices. I probably watched like 10 of these videos, honestly, and like literally in a row. I probably watched like 100, honestly, because these were they're just motivating. It's like crazy. It really makes you want to do the same thing. And at the time, my eating habits were super bad and I had never gone to the gym. So I was like, I'm gonna try it. And having more muscle practically benefits you. You can move more groceries, help your friends move out of their apartments, and you won't move as much when someone bumps into you. So that's good. I'm gonna expand more on this on my next video, but the harsh truth is you're gonna have to look at things long term. Unfortunately for us normal skinny fat guys that have never gone to the gym that also have average genetics, a six-pack is just not gonna pop out of nowhere in 2 or 3 months. It takes a lot of time. It took me 2 years and 4 months to transform my body, so it definitely takes some time. This is the realistic mindset. Why? Because it'll help you not be discouraged from those like 1 month or 3 month transformation videos, because those people are generally, they have like super good genetics, or they have a personal trainer that is telling them exactly what to do, or they dedicate everything to fitness, and fitness is their highest priority. For most of us, that's not the case. I wasted plenty of time watching those get muscle faster or lose weight faster videos, and like the reality is there is no faster way for us average normal people, that especially if you've never gone to the gym. There's no hack. There's ways that are less slow but not faster. Transforming your body means changing your body in a drastic manner, and that just doesn't happen overnight, Make sure to give yourself a long-term mindset from the start. There's this thing called body recomposition where you gain muscle and lose weight at the same time. Personally, for our demographic, normal average people, I don't think this is really possible because you literally need everything optimal. So personally, I would recommend not investing for this. With this long-term mindset, now you need a goal. It's not enough to be like, oh, I want to transform my body, or oh, I want to look like this, or oh, I want a six-pack, because there needs to be tangible ways in order for you to keep track of your progress. From my personal experience, I think you just need 2 goals. Number 1 is first and foremost to increase your strength, and then number 2 is to decrease your body fat percentage. The reason being is your body will tell you when you need to fix your diet. Inevitably, you're going to need to fix your nutrition in order to gain more strength, but also decrease your body fat percentage. Once you reach your strength goals, I would say your next goal should be decreasing your body fat percentage. Your goal should be losing a certain amount rather than getting to a certain amount, because from what I've heard, there's no actual way to accurately measure your body fat percentage, and so just use it as a scale to track your progress rather than focusing on the numbers. People also have fat proportionally differently, and so someone might look leaner than you while you have a lower body fat percentage, or 2 people can weigh the same and have the same body fat percentage, but one is just super muscular and one is just super scrawny. So don't use it to track your overall state of fitness or health. Body fat scales aren't too expensive, and I personally think they're worth investing in just because I feel like they're a slightly better indicator of your health than weight scales. But if you don't want to buy one, you can just use a normal weight scale. You have your time you're going to dedicate with your long-term mindset and your goals. So now what? Your fitness journey is going to be split into 2 phases. Your bulking phase and your cutting phase. The bulking phase is going to consist of increasing your muscle, reaching your strength goals, eating more, and gaining more weight. A lot of people don't want to go through the bulking phase because you're bigger, and some might say you are in a kind of less attractive form, but the bulking to cutting formula is tried and true. It definitely works, and it also teaches you to put your ego aside, and it gives you that long-term mindset, so I would definitely recommend it. The cutting phase will consist of eating less so you can decrease your body fat percentage while also maintaining muscle so you can reveal your muscle. The bulking phase will take around 3/4 to 4/5 of the time, maybe like a year and a half to 2 2 years, while the cutting phase can take anywhere between 4 months to 8 months. So why bulk and cut? Generally speaking, you need more weight/protein in your body to lift more weight. So that's why there's this whole bulking phase. Once you reach that strength goal and you increase your muscle, then you can enter the cutting phase so you can lose all of that excess fat and reveal all of your muscles that are defined. In order to transform your body, you need 3 ongoing plans: a workout/lifting plan, a nutrition/diet plan, and a cardio/abs plan. The workout plan. So there are a ton of workout plans out here in the world, and what I have concluded based upon my research is that fitness has been solved. What I mean by that is by now, with the research done on fitness, there aren't any groundbreaking discoveries on how to work out. Honestly, I want to say like 80% of the fitness YouTubers' workouts are basically the same. Each one has their little tweaks and their preferences, but they come down to the same core. Alright, so if you see anything like the exercise that no one has heard of that is actually better than bench press and allows you to gain 200% more muscle in 2 hours, yeah, that doesn't exist. Even if you look at science-based fitness YouTubers and compare their workouts between like now and like 5 years ago, they're nearly the same with a few tweaks and differences, but they're barely different. We've basically reached the peak in terms of what exercises to perform, and we now know. There are different workout splits. I personally went with the push-pull legs just because it's pretty simple and a lot of people have done it. There's the push, which is your chest, your triceps, and your shoulders. Then there's the pull, which is your back and your biceps, and then there's your legs. I normally couple my legs with my shoulders so I don't have to work out 3 body parts in one day. Ideally, you'll do the push one day, you do the pull the next day, and you'll do the legs and shoulders the other day, and then rest one day, and then just repeat that cycle. If you're awesome and motivated enough, I would go for this, but I mean, the reason why this is hard is because this doesn't align with a weekly consistent schedule, and you'll have to work out through the weekends since basically this is a 4-day cycle on a 7-day week. Pretty much all of your weeks would always look different. If it's hard for you to work out on the weekends like most of us, the next best alternative is just to do the push-pull legs, push-pull, and then next week just carry out from legs and then PPL, 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 and just continue to do that. If you're like me and you just want every week to be the same, I would just go with the push-pull legs, push-pull. So every Monday is a push day and every Tuesday is a pull day. It just makes things easier to keep track of. For me, legs was not a priority because my legs are much bigger. I would say adjust this according to where you want to gain strength in your body. A lot of people really like leg day, but a lot of people really don't like leg day. I would say like definitely do it if you want a holistic stronger body, and I also did it, but it was just less of a priority. All the actual exercises I did will be explained in a separate video. Diet plan. So I would say overall my diet plan was much more simplistic and kind of realistic. I would say it won't get you the fastest results, but it'll allow you to at least eat good here and now. I had just 4 main principles. Number 1, eat home-cooked fresh produce meals. Number 2, avoid fast food, anything processed or fried. All of that is a no-no. Number 3, avoid sugary drinks and soda. Number 4 is when I'm cooking at home, follow this simple formula: a healthy carb, a healthy meat, and a healthy vegetable, and some to little sauce and seasoning. And that's pretty much it. And that was my meal plan. Whenever I could cook, I would just follow this formula. And honestly, I would mostly eat my mom's cooking, and her cooking is generally healthy. She doesn't really use too many oils or fats or seasoning, and so that's what I ate. Honestly, I feel like for most people, the key is to avoid all of the healthy foods rather than constantly eating super healthy foods. Alright, so you can pause the video for this. Here are just a few examples of what your breakfast, lunch, and dinner can look like during your bulking phase, which I ate 3 meals plus a protein shake, and then here are examples of what your diet can look like during your cutting phase, which I more so ate 2 meals, cut out my carbs, and a protein shake. Something to note is calorie tracking. A lot of people do this and it really works for them. I just happen to not be one of those people because I was too lazy. The reason things worked for me without doing this was because I was consistently and clearly eating more when I was in my bulking phase and consistently and clearly eating less when I was in my cutting phase. I definitely recommend this, and I actually regret not doing this just because like I know a lot of people will do this for just like a week or two and then they'll get the sense of like, okay, this is how much I'm putting into my body, let me just adjust accordingly, and then once they're consistent, they won't really have to track it. Then there is the cardio plan. After you reach your strength goals, that's when you're going to transition from the bulking phase to the cutting phase. That's also when you're going to start your cardio/abs plan. All right, what exactly is cardio? So cardio is any aerobic exercise that is increasing your heart rate. So that can be anything from running to playing basketball to swimming. And you want to do this at an intensity that is challenging yourself, but also one that you're comfortable enough to be at a pace where you could do it for 20 to 40 minutes. I would suggest doing cardio from 3 to 6 times a week. Steady state cardio is super good just because you can kind of zone out and maybe listen to a podcast or music. It's very low impact on your body, and you can pretty much recover after one day with a good night's of sleep. Another form of cardio is high intensity interval training. Basically, it's called HIIT, and you do a certain exercise, let's say like burpees, for 1 minute and then rest for like 2 minutes, and then do those exercises intensely for 1 minute and then rest for 2 minutes. Pretty much you keep on repeating that circuit. A lot of people like doing this because it's super intense and it feels like you're burning a lot of calories. But to me personally, I feel like doing HIIT or steady state cardio, they're pretty much the same. But the best form of cardio is probably sports, just because you don't have to focus on exercising, but you can focus more so on playing the sport. So I would suggest doing some sports. In terms of abs, I just did a 3 exercise ab routine. And I just did that 2 to 3 times a week. And I went from body weight to weighted abs exercises. And I did those right before my cardio sessions. And that's pretty much it. And I'll explain exactly what those exercises were in a separate video. Those are the 3 plans. This is what it looks like overall. If you have a long-term and realistic mindset, here's how your trajectory / your progress will mostly look like throughout the entire journey. At first, you'll have the initial motivation. Your body is at your lowest of lows. And so you have that rapid amount of growth. Then you might have some roadblocks, your life schedule might change, and you might lose that initial motivation. You learn more about fitness, you make some tweaks, and you get back into being consistent. Then you have to go study for an exam, or you have to visit family, or life just be MF tough, as it is. You spend time getting back to where you once were, and by now you know what works and what doesn't work, and so basically your routine is as personalized as can be, and then you start going. You're grinding and you're focused, and you have the time to prioritize fitness, and then you'll be able to reach your peak physique. And that's pretty much it. In my next upcoming videos, I'm going to talk about must-do tips, for example, progressive overload or having to sacrifice social eating to a degree, but also things like how to track your progress and what the actual exercises that I did. Let me know what you think, and see ya!